Okay, Griggs, thank you for joining us. Okay, this is different. I don't know if this is actually background noise. They were quiet until I started this. Figures. Babylon Secrets. I don't know if this is going to go into actual secrets, but I just feel like something to put in the title. Is it Mosul? Is it Mosul? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's in Iraq. And ISIS. ISIS is not the Egyptian ISIS. This is the terrorist group ISIS is going to channel that energy. Why? Because why not? You have somebody going into high vibration, and that's fine. But do they look at places that are war zones? Probably not, because they're too high vibrational to look at it. But these places play Mosul, if I'm pronouncing that right. I forgot the other name to city anyway. We'll just call it that. Is connected to ancient Babylon. I guess the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. It wasn't there, but the water that came from it, I guess, came from there. And I guess Jonah was in the whale. I guess he was there somewhere. I don't think it's that close to water, but whatever works for you. I didn't know about that one. So I just connected the energies of it, and I'm not sure how deep this is going to go. We'll see. We just have to wait and see. One second. I'm talking about comment private sessions. Shop here. I'm on the 1st, finally, of October. Same situation here. Webinar sign up. Social network, behind the scenes, and the Akashic. And then so you go to Mosul or Iraq, so just looking it up. It's a war zone. So ISIS pretty much toppled a lot of it. So I don't know if they are part of all of this, but they're play a big role in it. Talking about was it demilitarized zone? And you don't hear about this place at all, like ever. Of course, in Iraq War, you probably heard about some of it. But it's pretty much, I don't think they can't go there. I didn't look too. I still think there's a lot of terrorist groups there, but I haven't heard much about it recently. But if you go to Iraq, let's see here. Yeah, this is the capital. And there are some ancient, some Babylonian, some stuff that hasn't been wiped out. Nineveh, if I'm pronouncing that right. They have some stuff, not a lot. But yeah, ISIS is pretty much destroying everything. But we'll go into that. And Sinjar, another vacation spot. Yeah. The Sinjar Mountains, I think it's kind of a demilitarized zone also. So, and the location, it's by Syria. Well, not that close to Syria, but it's pretty much in the bed of everything for the most part. So, yeah, I don't know if there's much details on that. Anyway, it's kind of heavy there. So, Mosul, I'll just call it Mosul. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right. Yeah, of course, they're destroying it, obviously, because there's a lot of Babylonian energies there. And ISIS has been, obviously arranged by financial groups of some kind. But Babylon, they can tear all this stuff down, but like on a spiritual level, you can still connect to the vibrations of it. So it's obviously not fully deactivated. It still can come back. Well, at least on a spiritual level. I mean, just connect because cities have been destroyed and rebuilt throughout history, so nothing new there. We're just seeing it more of a modern time, which is harder because especially those that live there, feel the energy of it. It's even if you're not living there, you can still kind of feel it. So ISIS is like a lost soul. It's like nothing there. I mean, there is control there, obviously, but there's really not much there. It's like an android, kind of like an AI presence there. There is some elites that are connected to it. Obviously, you just want to lower the vibrations. So they go after these ancient sites. It's not just about reptilian energies there. It's just that they want to just lower the vibrations wherever they can. They just want to make life hell, obviously. It's just places like that eventually will be rebuilt in some form. But the energies of the earth have to shift. Everything has to change. We have a while for that, of course. Well, you never know. I mean, isn't that what the new earth is all about? Isn't it about rebuilding? Like these terrorist groups not have the energies they used to, meaning that you can intuitively feel what they're up to and even know where they're coming from. You don't need satellites. You don't need anything. But you're not doing to attack. You're just there to heal their energies, and meaning that they don't have the negativity that they're pulling on. They don't need it anymore. I'm not sure if the ninth dimensional spiritual people are doing anything on this. Probably not. Too ninth dimensional for that. But titles sound great, but there's a lot of things here. I mean, doesn't mean you have to put a lot of mental energies that you got to focus on yourself. But there are places out there that are connected to hell, basically. That we're here to heal in some form. I'm not sure how exactly. Well, basically, at places like like Iraq. Like Iraq isn't exactly a tourist spot. It's better than Yemen, not by much. But it's just places that I don't believe many in the spiritual, the higher tier spiritual people, the real super famous spiritual people. I don't think they think about those type of things because they want to lower their vibration. But it's just that if we're going to go to this new earth, how do you heal stuff like that? So I don't know. So you talk about it is one thing. You don't have to be your main conversation, but you just know about these type of places and manipulations going on among them. So Babylon energies and get to the Babylonian consciousness and see where all this kind of fits in. So obviously the Iraqi government knows a lot more than what they're saying. Not that anybody's really listening, but they know about the spiritual connections there. They know about, I guess there's some anomalies. I think it's Afghanistan don't have giants. Not that there's any there now, but yeah, it just got to. Yeah, someone in the Iraq war is, Iraq, the government in Iraq, some kind of prime minister, somebody, or some level of it, they're aware more of what's there, obviously, right? But a lot of people, just because you're part of it doesn't mean you have to know everything. But there's definitely a deep root there where they're just, it's like they know these things have to kind of be destroyed. Well, they don't have to be, but obviously it's going to be a target for various different reasons. Lowering the Earth's vibration, but also there is more there that they can't seem to reach. I mean, there's more buried. I feel there's a lot underground. They can't get to it because it's hostile. I believe there's just a lot of, like Egypt. There's a lot underground under the sands in Egypt. There's a lot under those areas too. I don't know if they're gonna find Babylon underground, but there's something under there. And so obviously gonna make the city as a war zone and just wipe everything out, make everything a living hell. So you can't see what's there. I believe they showed, I saw a documentary, a short part of it, where there was like some tunnels underground and all that. ISIS created some, but hopefully there's more to it than that. So anyway, at least that's the vibe I'm getting. There's more to it than what's on the surface. Yeah. Now, is it going to find it or not? It's another story. I don't think they found what they're looking for, or whatever it might be. So, all right, we'll connect to the Babylonian energies. It's the time as magic energies are all that area is just very, especially where Babylon was. So I believe it was near Baghdad. I could be wrong about that. I didn't look at that, but either way. Okay. All right, we'll do a connection there. And we'll go into the ISIS terrorist group, and I'm going to channel that energy. I want to see what it's got. What the hell, right? So, all right. It's kind of like Bill Gates, but just a little bit more radical. So, all right. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings. But the Babylon consciousness. Realize also we are an alien collective. Yes, you keep secrets. There is still more about your planet that, yes, it has not been revealed. Yes, an ancient Atlantean energy. Basically, Babylon is like the next generation of Atlantis. More of the physical version of it. And of course, Egypt is the same way. There is just a lot of hints, but not the full story as of yet. So many of you on a spiritual journey, yes, can go to Iraq where it's not so hostile. When it becomes less hostile, the idea is to heal the energies of it, so you can't go there. Just like you go to Egypt and connect to energies. And we guarantee you the energies in Iraq are a lot stronger than Egypt. Egypt you can go to for the most part and be safe. Iraq is a war zone. Does that tell you something? Syria also. It's a war zone for a reason. They don't want you to connect to the land, especially when you become spiritually connected. As some of you power yourself up in places like that, we become shape shift. Now, we're not saying that would actually happen, but you never know. But you're there long enough, your energies can shift. Even with Egypt, it's like sacred land, especially in some of the temples. They're very careful if you're not meditating and things like that. Iraq is the same thing, but it's difficult to get on the land to begin with. I mean, even just crossing the border is insane. So what does that tell you? At least with the pyramids in Egypt, you can actually visit the actual pyramids. But there are other places that can become. Once again, when you are spiritually developed, now you can connect with it now. But when you're on the land itself, you become something else. If you're spiritually aligned with yourself, if you're a certain vibration where it's like you are the key to unlock the land, like the land starts talking to you. It's similar to like Sedona and places like that, but far more powerful because there's ancient history connected to it. And some of you have that DNA with you, Babylonian DNA, where you just reactivate yourself. And yes, you can even change your form. Of course, the earth has to be at a different frequency level, meaning less hostile energies here. We can change your form and look like a Babylonian being. So forth. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar, so forth, and so on. What else is there? So this is the time you're going into, basically unlocking your planet in a way that, yes, maybe not be fully understood. Yes, when you go to Iraq without military, where it is now friendly, and connect to the vibrations and rebuild it with your mind. And eventually it will come to structures. If it needs to be physically repaired, it will be when the time is right. But it is being hostile for a reason to keep you out. You can say a lot of these wars had a lot to do with where you're heading into your enlightenment, meaning that you're going into enlightened self. The war was there to keep many of you out. You can look at it that way. You can look at any way you want to. Because not many are looking to go to Iraq anytime soon. But when you become more aware of what the world is and its history, you might look at it differently. Now realize this is only for certain types of souls, not for everybody, but some that feel they're drawn to the land. It's like, yes, I've been there before. I believe I can do activations there. I believe I can activate myself at the same time, change my way of looking at life. Those are the ones we're speaking of. They will find their place once again. Like, even remember what it all looked like in the past. It's like remote view it, but also for others to see it. Like, take that picture in your mind and share it with others so it can be downloaded, so you can remember your past more clearly. Places like that, yes, like Babylon, yes, are rich with history, but history, of course, has been blocked. Even blocked by astral. So they don't know too much when the time is right. But in your awakening, journeys, a lot of these hostile places will become more friendlier over time. Obviously, you don't want to go there where it's hostile at this time. Some might, thinking they can shift the vibrations and find it won't be a good idea. Some might become a little bit too confident in their abilities, but they can heal others as a warmongers, things like that, and that's a little bit difficult to heal something like that. So as you awaken your Kundalini energies of where you come from, and the air world has much rich history there, and more places will evolve. It could be anywhere, but where it's most hostile is what needs to be healed the most. So who's the one what is it? Yes, usually the desert lands. That's your Iraq and even parts of Syria. But Iraq is not exactly in Afghanistan. But Iraq has a lot of secrets it does not want the world to connect with. But once again, on your spiritual journey, you can unlock it. Yes, many might have difficulties digesting and believing it, at least in your modern world, but you're still spiritual explorers. Just, keep an open mind. You'd be surprised what you tap into, unlock on your planet. And the world will be rejoiced. When all that negativity is cleared from those places, the world feels a lot better, as you probably can know. And yes, there are timelines where that does exist. So, yes, when you use your intuition to do your archaeology, that would be the most likely. And the archaeologists use their intuition anyway. So, blessings. Greetings to you. Yes, we are the Isis consciousness. Oh, the the jihad group, is to take and give very little, to take everything. Yes, it is out of control. Yes, it has been programmed by hidden parties. It's just tasteless. It's it doesn't care. Yes, many in this group, not all, some are soulless, not all. Some actually have souls. And you know what they're doing is wrong, but it's part of their own growth at the same time. We are going into a rebirth of the earth. Uh, so darkness, yes, is showing itself and showing what needs to be healed until you go into this new earth energies. Is it blocking the new earth? In some ways, some are still having difficulties healing themselves. But look where the wounds are. Yes, where terrorist groups, where all this Turkey, Istanbul, there's a lot of wounds there. And people are looking for a devil. You might already see a couple of them roaming your world already. Usually have machine guns, things like that. So you don't have to look far. You see the possession energy that's going on, and how powerful is humanity? Humanity can be very powerful, but that's where you work together to heal that vibration. You just put in your intentions to heal it. It yes can find a new energy. Yes, many do not want to go there. Many don't feel like they're strong enough. But that's why you're here to figure that out and to know no fear. Yeah, you're here to unlock your planet. You're truly here to make a difference. And to do that is to always on an energy level go where you're not usually going. It's reversed a lot of the programming here. Yes, there's vicious programming. But yes, terrorist groups, which are also connected to governments, governments that want chaos. So meaning that you go to the terrorist group, heal the vibrations up. You don't have to be there physically, but you feel the vibrations, and then yes, you remote view where the trouble is caused. When you find a government connected to it, don't be too surprised. I don't think anyone's surprised really. But don't be surprised anyway. But this is just the beginning of unlocking your planet from the prison it is in, prison state. Just by intentions, healing energies, once again, you don't have to be there physically to do so. It's too vicious. It does not want to, it does not compromise, not anyone's friend. It does not want to be, the heart has been buried. Of course, it does get heartless with what it's doing, but it's doing, some people wonders like, why is it, well, it's doing what it's there to do. But that does not mean that it cannot be healed. Is yes, a government entity involved that's very powerful, that is not as kind as some people might think it is, without going into names. And that's why you're here to heal, to realize it, to see it. Your intuitive abilities, yes, you're here to go deeper. Never thought you ever could before. For some of you, some want to open up their abilities, like how far we want to go. So for some of you, this is all you got. Nothing to lose. Not that you're going to lose anything. But some of the higher vibrations, they're higher dimensions, but there's only some places that will go. Those that will heal that energy is saying a lot. You can be higher vibration, talk all of this higher vibration, words, salads as they call it. But also you're willing to heal these type of blockages on your planet. That is saying something. Just by energy, you don't have to, once again, go there physically and meet anybody and try to heal their chakras or anything like that, align them. But on an energy level, it can do a great deal. Yes, because they are blocking the Earth's energy. Well, they're done that by design. So, right, blessings. Greetings to you. This is Archangel Michael. Blessings. Yes, the Iraq, the wounds of Iraq or the Babylonian. Well, you can say Iraq has been protected for now. Well, there's just a lot there. So as you become more spiritually, yes, awakened, some of these places, yes, you wake up in the middle of the night and you have Babylon trying to talk to you. Doesn't mean you have to go there. Okay, that keeps coming through, but it's true. But there will be a time where the world becomes safer. Yes, it has been hijacked, but it's becoming unhijacked little by little. Their version of war is now you're going into the war within, and that's the biggest war. This has all been about the war within. This whole world's been under this, lockdown, you can say. The war within is what are you willing to allow to open? Now, obviously, many want to open up a great deal, but it's not always time for it. And that's very frustrating for many. It's not time, it's never at this time. But it's true, it's not. Now, it cannot always be explained, no. There's usually mystery behind that. But as you go into a more of an awakening state, your earth would be a different place. And some of you probably can visualize it as we speak. Not just peace within North Korea, but peace within the Middle East, which right now seems like a crime just for us saying that, because it is a crime. Yes, there's a lot of Anunnaki frequencies there. There's Anunnaki, temples that you don't see in the third dimension, but they're there in the fourth dimension. So that, Anunnaki basically just went quiet. Obviously, they never truly left. And your Babylonians were technically going to be the future human with magic and spells and things of that kind. But you can say it was too much for your population. Now you're still connected to magic, maybe that's not in the same way. Yeah, so it was power like it would sound like fiction if they told you what they were doing. That's how disconnected your world is, as many of you know. You're here to figure yourselves out again. What's this? What's this?